So there's another wee girl at the girls' preschool, and she's got intermittent exotropia, and she doesn't wear glasses, and she's not going to have surgery. Can you explain to me what the difference is there?
Yeah. So esotropia is when the eyes turn inwards, and then exotropia is when the eye drifts outwards. And when the eye drifts outwards, again, the brain is kind of switching off that image, so you're not getting double vision. And most often we see it when kids are sick or tired, end of the day, their brain is not trying very hard to get that binocular depth perception. And so it just lets the eye drift. It's gotten to a point that it says it's too hard having straight eyes. I'm not too worried about that. So the eye drifts off. And so most of the time, while the child's alert and active and looking, they're using both eyes together and developing that binocular function. So binocular function is where you've got one image from one eye, one image from the other eye, and your brain is able to see that they're close enough to each other that it needs to lock in together, and then you get that sense of depth perception. When the images are a little bit separated and your brain can't fuse them together, that's when you can get double vision, or you can get a lazy eye because your brain's just always ignoring that image. So in exotropia, because the children mostly have control and mostly keep their eyes straight, their brains are developing normal visual function, they've got normal development of depth perception, normal vision both eyes. It's not a threat to their eye function and their vision, so we don't have to do surgery. And again, often the parents will notice it more than anyone else because the children come home from preschool, they're sitting in the car daydreaming, the eyes drifting, or close parents, grandparents will notice it, but nobody else really sees it because as soon as the child meets a new person, they're like locked in nice and straight. So if they are losing control and the eyes drifting more than 50% of the time, then that does make it difficult for them to develop normal depth perception and binocular function. And so we do offer surgery if that comes about, and it's basically to tighten the inner muscle or loosen off the outer muscle so that the eyes can straighten up. And we get really great results from that surgery because you've got normal healthy eyes that are seeing well, that want to be straight, but it's just that they just need a bit of help to be straight in their natural resting position rather than turning outwards in the natural resting state. And because there's no threat to vision, we don't have to rush to do surgery. Often it's noticed when kids are 2 or 3, and some parents prefer to have that fixed before the children go to school because if the eye's drifting all the time, then they're a bit funny looking. Then you say, oh, for social function reasons, I want my kid to have nice straight eyes. But I always classically remember a clinic where I had 2 8-year-old girls, one of whom was like, I wish this was fixed last year. I hate my eye and it turns all the time. And the other little girl was like, oh no, it's just my party trick. It happens sometimes. It doesn't bother me. I don't want surgery. Like, please no. So in some ways, if you can wait until your child's a little bit older as well and they have some buy-in to the surgery, that's quite good.
Right. And so with exotropia, you wouldn't need glasses?
Usually there's no focusing problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes if there's a mild focusing problem, then sharpening up the image makes it easier for the brain to keep the eyes straight. So sometimes they will wear glasses, but it's kind of an independent problem. Yeah. One of the key things is if a child's had straight eyes and they suddenly develop an exotropia or suddenly develop an esotropia, but suddenly a turn in the eye, it's really important to get it checked to make sure that the eye's healthy and they're not struggling with their vision, which is then causing the eye to drift.
Right.